Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Rose here. Today I'm doing a react to Foodie Beauty's now deleted live called Wow. So this was a live stream that she did at 7 o'clock this morning. And due to exhaustion, I just could not cover it. I just couldn't. I was way too tired. I was up all night, and her and Nata were going back and forth in the wee hours of the morning. And, if you're just too tired to react to something, you're too tired. I was. And I had an idea that this live would be deleted before morning, but I just didn't have the energy to cover it then. But thankfully enough, an archive channel, Just Saying, she got the live, and that's how I'm able to react to it. So special thanks to Just Saying. Thank you, Just Saying, for being an archive channel and capturing this, because it's situations like this where I'm just too tired to react to it, and you managed to cover it. So thank you again. I'm going to leave a link for the original video in the description, and I encourage everyone to check out Just Saying's channel and the video. Give her a like, give her a comment, because she definitely deserves it. I mean, she's the MVP for being up that early and capturing this stuff. So let me just go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see the video. And there's Chantal, and she is doing this live stream at wee hours of the morning talking about the video that was released by Sam's Bar Lounge. The one that I talked about in the video that I just did, where Dee Dee and Natter were having a bit of an argument, and Natter was having a little temper tantrum because he wanted to have sex with Dee Dee's friend Shoo Shoo, and Dee Dee was telling him no. And Natter was even going so far as to try to blackmail Shoo Shoo into having sex with him by threatening to go to Shoo Shoo's husband and tell the husband about the affair, and even want to talk. He wanted to go after the dominant that Dee Dee and Shoo Shoo played with. I mean, he was just completely out of control in that video. And she also talks about the last part of the video where Natter flicked a cigarette at Dee Dee, and also he smacked her. So just to be forewarned, I'm in a mood today, and it's not because of anything anybody else has done. This whole thing has pissed me off, okay? So just know that I'm going into this already pissed off, and I'm a bit cranky, and I'm not going to hold back on Chantal because I've got some things to say about her. So let's get to this thing.
It gets it's always the same formula. I notice, you insult him as a person, or a man insult him, or point out what he's doing wrong. He starts flipping the fuck out. Did you see him? And then he exact same way flicked a cigarette and then fucking did you see how fucking hard he smacked her? That's like the first fight we got into. He flicked a cigarette, and then when he hit me first, I remember that was like the hardest hit, and like that's when I was like, I saw stars. Yeah, it's fucked. You can't fake this. This is fucking screen recorded.
You know what? And this is where I'm going to drag you, Foodie. This is where I'm going to drag the shit out of you. Because he did all that to you, allegedly, and you still set him up with a channel. You still introduced him to YouTube. You still ran over there and did edited videos and thumbnails. You still put him on YouTube where he would be exposed to lots of other women, knowing that he's a grifter, knowing he's a scammer, that he talks to other women behind your back, and sometimes in front of your face. You brought him to YouTube. So you knew from the jump that he was an abusive person. And what do? You bring him to YouTube where he can talk to other women and potentially hurt other women. You did that. And I know that you're over there enjoying all of this because you like playing the part of the victim. Oh, I'm the victim, you say. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Even though you're the idiot who kept running back and forth to this douchebag. And you were so desperate to be claimed by him or be in a relationship with him to the point where you bought your own freaking wedding ring, saying, I'm engaged. You got into his chat saying, claim me. I've got the dress. I've got the ring. Claim me. You knew all this stuff about Natter, and you still pursued him. And worse, you took him and put him on YouTube where he would be exposed to other people. So no, I'm not giving you a pass today. You're not absolved of anything. You're trying to point a finger and say, oh, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. You're right. He is a bad guy. You and Dee Dee and Natter, you're all scumbags. My mind will never change about that, regardless of what happened. You got on your channel and you were encouraging people on your side to subscribe to his channel. And a lot of people in your audience are women. You're basically pimping out your audience for him to go subscribe to his channel. And then after you were gone, what was Dee Dee doing? She was pimping out women as well. Part of his harem. She was in charge of the harem. You're both pimping out women for this man. You're both equally awful.
So what happened is, I'm guessing that Jennifer was FaceTiming him and was recording it. So, and honestly, I'm gonna say I was really fucking like mixed feelings about that whole thing. But you know what? Regardless of the motivation behind the leaking, in my opinion, Jennifer was fucking smart for recording it. And
you know what? I don't know if she went to the cops with this footage. The footage that was shown yesterday was from April. What day is it today? It's August. And now this is coming out? Now this is coming out. Now. Why wasn't that taken to the cops? All of it. Everything that she had. Why wasn't it taken to the cops? And even if it were taken to the cops, is it a responsible thing to do that if you know that someone is in a DV situation with an explosive person, even if you hate the abuser and you want to get back at him, is it a responsible thing to do to put the footage on YouTube where the person that they're living with, if the footage is released, you're putting them in further danger? Even if you're someone and you don't like Dee Dee, you hate Dee Dee, is it right to put the footage on YouTube knowing the abuser has an explosive temper and that might send him over the edge and something physical might happen? And every time you release a video, you're just provoking that person's temper. You're literally putting somebody's life in jeopardy posting those videos. That footage should have gone straight to the cops. If you don't like Natter, you don't like Natter. If you think he's a scumbag, true. And the footage exposed him to be a scumbag. But at what cost are you exposing him to be a scumbag? You're putting somebody's life in jeopardy, literally in jeopardy. What we saw in the video was Dee Dee getting a cigarette flicked at her and getting smacked. And that was in front of the camera. Can't even imagine what goes on when the camera's off. And yet, for the sake of revenge, you're going to release that audio, you're going to release that video, and there's several chapters to come. I mean, I don't like Dee Dee. I don't like her at all. I think she's a scumbag, but is it right to do that? Is it right to put somebody's life in jeopardy like that? I've been involved in a few DV situations, one of which lasted 5 years. Rule number 1, you don't provoke your abuser. You don't want to, because you don't want to be abused. You don't want them flying into a rage and something happening to you. You do what you can to avoid that. But if somebody else on the outside is provoking their rage, to such an extreme degree, anything can happen. So if you don't like Dee Dee, is this the right thing to do? To release that audio, to release that video, knowing that could lead to her getting hurt or killed?
honestly, it's the only way, like, to really just sit back. It might have been really hard for her to observe that. So she probably just was like doing it. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, it's out and it's good that it's out. That was fuck. He needs to go to jail. He needs to go to jail. He hits women and he called himself a devil. He needs to go to jail. Like, you heard her completely saying another thing I noticed. Like, when she was saying over and over, you made me do something out of character. The lies and the prank on April 1st. You made me do something out of character.
Yeah, let's talk about Dee Dee's character. I don't think she's quite the innocent lamb that she tries to paint to everybody. I think she's much a snake as Natter and Chantal. I think they're all three in it together. And I'll say it out loud. I think they're all still talking to each other. I think they all love the drama right now. They love it because it's generating interest for both the channels. And here's something else you guys may or may not know. Dee Dee has a channel. And there's people sub to her channel. So at some point, she may do something. She may make her own channel. She may do content over there. And maybe the reason why she has a channel is because if something happens to Natter's channel, they've got a backup. You know, kind of the same thinking that Chantal does because she created OnlyFans and Twitch, and she's got the Beezer show. If something happens to her main flagship channel, which is like Foodie Beauty channel, she's got a backup. Dee Dee was over there saying, "Oh, I don't have a channel. I don't want a channel." Really? Then why do you have one? Why are people sub to it? If you don't want to be on YouTube, if you have no interest in YouTube, then why do you have a fucking channel? And why was Natter recently promoting that channel? Answer me that, Dee Dee. Answer me that. I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want YouTube drama. Then why are you in the middle of it, Dee Dee? Why? See, I got questions. I got questions about this whole thing. I really do. If all this crap going on, if it's just a coordinated effort for views for both channels, I got questions. I'm suspicious over here. It all looks kind of funny to me, like the timing. It all looks real funny to me.
You know what I mean? What am I going to do about it? I've already dropped the charges. It's up to her. It's not me being hit by him in this video. She needs to go and do something about it. Like, I don't know. There's nothing we can do. She won't. But in Canada, like, I don't know. Like, if the police see that. Okay, Dee Dee was mad. Rightfully so. Dee Dee is fucking rightfully mad. You piece of crap that you're trying to fuck her friend. And I knew that one. How many times did I fucking yell at him for being a friggin' gross perv for wanting to have sex with Shushu? Remember? Yeah, I was right. I was right about everything.
Chantal, Natter is a predator. Straight up, he's a predator. He preys on people. He preys on their money. He preys on their resources. Anything that you have that he wants access to, whether it's a person, place, or thing. If you had had attractive female friends, he would have been after them too. I don't know what Shushu looks like, but I think him wanting to have sex with Shushu, it had more to do with his ego. Because he heard about, thanks to Dee Dee, he heard about the fact that Dee Dee had sex with another Dom and Shushu. So he's like, oh, a Dom did it before me, then I have to do it too. Just like you. You got into a relationship with Natter and you told him that you and BB had, how can I say this delicately? You did some backdoor action with BB. So of course he wanted to do it with you. He didn't want to be one-upped by another man. His ego is so fragile that he can't stand the idea that another man did something with a woman that he's intimate with. So just to equal everything, he's got to do it too. His ego is so fragile. Like if somebody did something with you, then I should do it too. To the point where Dee Dee and Shushu had an occasion with the Dom, so he kind of pressured you and Dee Dee to be together, even though neither one of you wanted each other. It wasn't about the two of you, it was about his ego. And he didn't care if you wanted it or if Dee Dee wanted it, he wanted it. And this was the guy that you wanted to marry and be in a relationship with, and you financially supported all those months, and you defended, and you blocked and banned people for that guy. Yeah, that one. You sure can pick some winners, Chantal.
The piece of shit. Yep. I'm so fucking thankful. But not just that now, like, I feel like I'm completely out of this. Like, this is not even about me right now. This is like, just, I don't know. I mean, it is because I was also like a victim of his shit, but I honestly
You know what? Let's stop right there. Do I think that Natter lied to Chantal? Do I think that he met up with her, figured her out pretty quick, saw that she was a thirsty, lonely female, figured that all out, and mentally played games with her and played on her emotions? Do I think that happened? Do I think that he knew the hot buttons in Chantal and he knew how to push them, whether to keep her on the hook or to punish her? Yeah, I think that happened. I can see him being mentally and emotionally manipulative, but so is Chantal. I think all these months they've been doing this ridiculous tug of war of who's got control over who, playing games with each other. I believe that. But I also think, to a certain degree, that you were a willing participant in the game. You enjoyed it. You enjoyed playing with fire. You know, Natter is a keg of dynamite, and you loved playing with the danger of being around him. It gave you a kick. To be around a man who was explosive, that you couldn't control, you just got a rush out of it. You thought, with your narcissistic ego, that you could somehow control him and tame him, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But he let you think it could happen, and he kept you on the hook and got all that money from you and all those gifts. He played you like a fiddle for his own financial benefit, kept teasing you with the whole relationship thing. And then if you got out of line, he knew how to punish you by denying you visits, by denying you any kind of affection, putting Dee Dee in your face. He knew how to play you. He knew. You're not that hard to figure out. You're not as clever as you think you are. You're easy to figure out. You put yourself out there as a target. You probably went up to him and started boasting about YouTube and I'm a big deal and I got all kinds of money. And that's all he needed to hear. The fact that you were some thirsty female with lots of money and he decided to play a game with you and he played.
Honestly, wish Dee Dee would kick him the fuck out and go. Like, there's no reason. There's so many hot Moroccan guys in Montreal I was talking to. Dee Dee, you love hot Moroccan guys. Seriously.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a minute? Natter is in Dee Dee's house, and he's been there for more than 30 days. Unless he goes to jail, she can't kick him out because he can claim residence. He's been there for a while. You know, she made the stupid choice of letting him move in, and now that his stuff is there, if he's getting any kind of mail, she can't just evict him. She can't. She can't just take his bags and toss him outside the door and go, leave. She's going to have to go through the court system now to get him out, to legally evict him. And in the meantime, he's going to be living there. And if he's got an explosive temper and he's being abusive, that can be quite scary. Because as I said, you don't want to trigger the person who is abusive, because if they've got that black-eyed rage and they have no self-control, and in Natter's case, he's a man with nothing to lose right now. He's got nothing to lose. He doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car, doesn't have any social standing. He's got nothing to lose. And the most dangerous man of all is the one who has nothing to lose. And that's him. He's got nothing to lose. And you got to be careful dealing with people like that. He's in her house. She let him in the house like an idiot. Now that he's there, you know, it's going to be tough to get him out. And in the meantime, she's got to navigate around him and navigate that temper. But it's partially her fault, because she was on Chantal's channel. She heard everything that Chantal had to say about this man, and she involved herself anyway. She pursued him, and she let him into her house. And now she's got to deal with the consequences of that decision. And now these videos have been released. I mean, that might push his temper up even further. And let's not forget that Natter does take chemicals, doesn't he? And we've seen his behavior on his live streams when he's under the influence. He's erratic. He's very quick to temper. Scary, absolutely scary. But that's what you wanted, Dee Dee. You wanted that man so bad. Now that you got him, now you're realizing that was a big mistake.
To call your fucking friend of 30 years and go to a club, Electric Avenue, with Shushu and a hot Moroccan guy with a big undiseased dick who won't hit you. Oh, it was really good, Agatha. We just made out and stuff. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's so disrespectful in her own house. You see his face when Dee Dee says she chooses her friend of 30 years over him. He was livid. Of course. Emily Marcolini, welcome.
You know what? And don't think I haven't forgotten, Chantal. Don't think I haven't forgotten that live stream that you did recently where you were threatening to go to the cops. And then the next day, the very next day, you over there wearing your heart necklace, singing love songs, in a very good mood. You didn't go to the cops. You were taking that drive on the long road, acting like you just saw Natter. That's why I think you and Natter are still in contact. You were in too good of a mood. So maybe the new story arc is all of you pretending that you're not seeing each other. Oh, Natter's a bad guy. Let's put the spotlight on Natter. And that way it's away from Chantal and she can make more money on her channel and give it to Natter behind the scenes. Yeah, I think that's going on. You're being way too obvious. Way too obvious. And if you're play acting out some demented, twisted sub fantasy with this guy to the point where you buy your own day collar, which I feel that's what that heart necklace is. You lied and said, I got this from my grandmother. No, you didn't. You bought it from Torrid. You bought your own day collar because you bought it. It means nothing. In the BDSM world, you do not buy your own day collar. You don't buy it. The dominant gives it to you, and it means something. You buying your own means nothing, except that you're play acting and going through the motions of acting like a sub, but that doesn't mean you are one. And I'm so pissed off about how all three of you, you're doing this crap on YouTube, painting a very dark picture of that world. And it's not the way it really is. A lot of people are coming away with thinking that the Dom thing is abusive. It ain't. And the way that Dee Dee and Chantal are behaving, they're not real subs. That world is all about consent and trust. And there's none of that going on here. None of that. And I'm really pissed off that many of the things that I've seen in your live streams and Natters, it qualifies as role play. You're doing what should be private role play. You're doing it on a public platform before an audience of people that have no idea what they're looking at. And they're getting frustrated and they're getting confused and they're not able to give consent. There we go again with that word, consent. Even as a spectator, you should have the right to consent to what you look at. You should have full knowledge of what you're looking at before you look at it. You're not doing that. You're putting it on YouTube. You, Natter, and Dee Dee are doing role play, which should be private. You're doing it on YouTube, and your audience has no idea. They're witnessing stuff they really should not witness. And that's why everybody is getting stressed out and pissed off because they don't understand. I've been calling you and Natter out for months with the BDSM thing. Called it months ago. Absolutely called it because I recognize it. But I don't like the fact that you're on a public platform doing this shit. It ain't right. It absolutely ain't right. You guys have Dom sub, whatever fuck fantasies. Do it in private. Do it around people that are consenting to it. Don't bring it on YouTube. This ain't right. It is not right, ma'am. Even as a spectator, spectators have the right to know what they're looking at and consent or not consent. You're not giving everybody that choice on YouTube. You're just putting it out there for the sake of profit. Disgusting.
It's a very important piece. Was ready to piece. And see, he says Dom, exactly. Remember when I first met him, I called him Dom? He uses Dom as an excuse to abuse, exactly.
You know what, Chantal? Screw you. Screw you. Screw you. I remember you getting on live stream and showing off your bruises. You were so proud of them. And you were so proud to tell people, oh yeah, we do rough sex. You were so proud to call him Dom. You were so proud to show off your bruises. You thought it was some kind of a big kick. So he was doing stuff to you then and you were fine with it? And then you would get mad and turn it the other way? Can't do that. Can't do that. Either you're okay with what's going on or you're not okay. But you cannot base it being okay or not okay on your mood that day or if you're mad at somebody. It's either within your consent or not. You don't flip-flop. You just don't. I'm going to say this. I think the reason why Chantal wants to be a sub to someone is she's just that kind of person that she does not really want control. I mean, she does, but she doesn't. She's a controlling person, but when it comes to life and all its responsibilities, she doesn't want to be in control. She wants someone else to take control and do all of the heavy lifting. She just wants to lay back and do whatever. She doesn't want the responsibilities of life, doing the laundry and taking care of herself and da 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 da. She wants someone else to take the wheel that way. At the same time that she wants to exhibit control when she wants to over people for her own benefit. And that's why she spends so much time manipulating people and scamming people on her own channel. She tries to dominate people on her own channel. I'm going to block and ban you. You better not get on my nerves. Who wants to be blocked and banned today? Her trying to act the part of a Dom on her own channel. Trying to exhibit control there. Doing it in the wrong way. Through bullying and intimidation. So you're over there talking about Natter being a bad Dom. And he is, because he's a fake one. But you try to do some kind of the same behaviors on your own channel. Hurting and abusing people in your own chat, you fool. The people that support you. The people that pay your bills and his bills. You being abusive. You being controlling. You're all trash.
Moscato, he's not a dom. From what I've been seeing, people who are actually in the BDSM community, like BDSM, they actually, it's like respectful.
Yep.
Sexual transaction.
Yep.
It takes a lot to shock you.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what's laughable. This guy called himself a dom. And I laugh at that because it's funny to me. He calls himself a dom. And you actually believed it. And it never occurred to you to think about the fact that this guy calls himself a dom. But what does he got going on? He doesn't have his own job. He doesn't have his own money. He's living out of suitcases, hopping from woman to woman looking for a place to live. This guy who wants to be the alpha, and yet the women that he picks to sponge off of have more than he does. He's an out of control person. How can he control another person if he can't control himself? He can't even control his own temper. He's always going off on somebody for something. How can anybody call themselves a dom if they don't even have their own act together? They're grifting, they're scamming women. They can't even say, I've got a job, I got a car, I got my life together, I got all my issues taken care of. So you look at this person as being a dom, but yet where's the control over themselves? And yet this is the one you want to control you? Get out of here.
And you're shocked. Did you see how hard he smacked her? I couldn't stand staying with him for even a few days. I would go nuts. The past year, have you not seen how dark of a turn my mental health and channel has taken? Like, yeah, he's gross. He's disgusting.
You're all three disgusting, my opinion.
Why does he growl? Because he's evil. He's probably possessed.
You're all three evil.
You could see in his eyes he's unhinged. Did you see at the end after he hit her? He's like, "Get on my nerves. Try me." See, he blames her for him. Seriously, no, pal. You need to fucking control your fucking shit. Can someone dumb it down? Okay, so basically, hey H, he hit Dee Dee really hard. He was snorting. I told you, when he's evil and snorts like a rat, it's done. I want him to try to. I would like to, like, all the women he's ever hit get their fucking turn with him. And there's no way you can fake that. So please, it's fucking video. What, do you think people are CGI experts here? Right, Mia? Thank you, Karen. And that's not even just the worst part. I'm sure after she goes to the room, he fucking probably, and he's probably doing it to show off to fucking Jennifer. as if she thinks it's gonna be like, hi Nipsey, and he's disgusting. She's gonna eat. I told you she ate your pussy. He's fucking nasty. With millions for a budget, exactly. He did hit 80.
Just remember, Chantal, this nasty guy, you were rolling so hard for him, and you probably still are. You just can't do it in front of the public eye anymore. See, by all this shit coming out, all the audio, all the video, this new story arc that you, Didi, and Natter have come up with, I hope you realize that you've all painted yourselves into a big corner. Big corner. Because of this crap, none of you, you and him, you guys cannot be together from here on out. You can't do it in the public eye because you know that if you go back to him and then you go into a rage because he makes you angry, and then you discuss, and then you tell people, yeah, I went to go see Natter. Boy, the outrage from that. Your whole world's gonna come crumbling down. If this is the new story arc that you idiots have come up with, one that triggers people, because you are triggering a lot of people. This whole thing has triggered people. And it's made them very, 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 very upset and angry. If you dare to go back to Natter publicly, or you confess that you've seen him publicly, the outrage that's going to happen, the fallout that's going to happen, all three of your channels are going to tank.
Why was I with him? I don't know. I believed his shit. And I didn't care enough about myself at all. I cared more about the pain of like leaving him. I don't know. Are you kidding? I will never ever. I can't believe people still even think like he's so far removed from my life now.
Sure.
Like,
okay. If that's the case, then take that necklace off. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Take it off. Even if that's not your day color, take it off. Because that's a necklace that you wore for Natter. So wouldn't it also remind you of Natter? And if you hate him so much, why would you want anything around you or on you that reminds you of Natter? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Come on, make it make sense. I want to hear it. I hate Natter, blah, blah, blah. Then take off the fucking necklace. Take it off. And keep it off. I think you're wearing that necklace as a silent way to tell Natter, I still care about you and I'm still on your side. That's the message. That's how I feel.
I don't care about Corina. She's fucking smart to record all this shit. Sorry.
No, she ain't. Putting out those videos, like I said, it's whether you like Didi or not, and I don't. She's a scumbag. She's a snake. But if this whole situation is real and somebody is living with somebody who's abusive and releasing a video like that puts them in danger, it shouldn't have been shown. If you know the abuser has uncontrollable temper and they're doing drugs and they could pop off at any moment, is it the smart thing to do to release that audio to the public? No, I don't think so. I think the people who should have seen that audio and that video were the cops. Should have been sent to the cops immediately. Immediately. Back when it happened. Somebody should have been making a phone call and sending that stuff where it needs to be shown. If releasing video and audio is going to potentially put another person at risk for losing their life or being seriously harmed, it should not be released in the public eye. Period.
In my opinion, I wanted to be loved. I loved him a lot. Or I thought I did. You hear in the video she has feelings for him. And since I don't have feelings for him anymore, I can actually say, Didi, please do not let your feelings for him. Like, it's so hard when you have feelings. It's almost impossible when you're in love with somebody to.
Can I just say something on the whole Didi living with Natter thing? And I'm just speaking from personal experience here. If you're someone and you live with an abusive person, and that abusive person is around 24/7, which Natter is. He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a job. There's no window of time where Didi is alone to make a phone call or go anywhere, he's always there. And if you're someone and you live with an abusive person and they're always there, there's no opportunity to slip away and go somewhere else, to go someplace and have somebody pick you up and go to a place of safety without their knowledge. I don't know if that's Dee Dee's situation, but I know that Natter is always fucking there. And since she lives with him and he's always there, maybe she doesn't have the opportunity to make a phone call, to call up a relative or a friend and say, hey, come get me out of this. I don't know if that's the case. But he doesn't have a job. He's always there. He lives there. It's much harder as somebody that you're dealing with a DV situation, that if your abuser lives with you, they don't have a job, they don't go anywhere periodically, they're always around. Like, there is no window of opportunity to go someplace else and get away.
See it and care enough about yourself to leave. Like, you can tell she's super in it, and now he's claimed her and kissing her. It's you're so fucking manipulative. How you live with yourself doing this to people, I will never know. When I was cheated on, I stupidly didn't want anyone to happen, so I stayed. Exactly, Tada. She's so, like, Dee Dee, you seriously, like, you're in danger. Like, this guy is fucking evil. Like, you can do so much better than him. Like, you have a good job, you have a nice place. Think of your mom and your brother, whom you have a loving relationship with, and Shushu, 30-year friendship. He will always want to fuck her. He will always, no matter if he claims you or not, he will always want to fuck your friend.
Yep.
Always. And he will always try to fuck her. And then maybe one day, he will hurt her. Do you want to live with that? Do you want to live with the fact that you're harboring a fucking criminal in your apartment? Please. I know I couldn't be told, but she sees all this. Like, she knows he's a cheater. Like, he didn't try hitting on my friends and shit. Like,
you don't have friends, that's why.
He hid it very well for me. Very well. All this shit I'm seeing on video.
The only reason why he did not fuck your friends is because you had no friends. You don't have any female friends around you that are attractive that he would want to screw, Chantal. And on top of that, even if he did, you were his cash cow. And he knows how jealous and insecure you are. You know, I'm sure that if you had female friends, that he would have held off on not doing it because he knows how you are. And he's not going to fuck up the money train. He's not going to do or say anything. He's going to screw up the money train for himself. He's going to keep it flowing. You know, if you're over there giving him thousands of dollars a month, the money's very important in Natter. He's not going to do anything that's going to screw that up. With Dee Dee, he doesn't have to worry about that. She's not giving him thousands of dollars a month, but you did. So knowing that you are a jealous, insecure, possessive person, you know, like he's not going to chance screwing up the paychecks coming in by having sex with somebody around you.
Never ever thought that shit. Groucho eyebrow. Yeah, well, it's just gonna get worse. Yep, it's just gonna get worse.
Yep, it always does. If they do it once, they'll do it again and worse.
She was really quiet. I knew what that was like. I knew it. Cackling like a demon. He's disgusting. He's fucking evil. You need to be there for all his victims. Don't ever think they were against you. They were tricked like you.
You know, it still blows my mind. You got all these women fighting over this dude. I mean, there's nothing to fight over. What is Natter? He is a bum. He's got nothing going on for himself. He's living out of his suitcases, hopping from one house to another. He's got nothing going on for himself. He's abusive. He's rude. He's disrespectful. What has he got going on for himself that women are fighting this hard over him, that ex-mods want to sleep with him? You got women fighting over this dude. Over what? What exactly are you females fighting over? He's not a real man, nor will he ever be. He's just a scripting, scamming bum. I don't know how old he is. But if he's like walking around thinking he's the man, Is he still going to be the man at 60 years old, being a bum, no job, no money, no car, can't drive, criminal record? What exactly are you women fighting over? Seriously, what?
We all need to, yeah. He did the cigarette thing to me too. That's when I seen that, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Meth and only meth does that? No, he's evil. Like I really don't think he's on meth. I think he's on, um, yeah, I thought I could control it. Yeah. I mean, I just thought it was something that wasn't. Like, and by that time, I was in love with.
You know what? I don't like Dee Dee, but I will say this. This is a dangerous time for her. Very dangerous. Because you got this dude, he's already unhinged. He takes chemicals. I mean, watch his live stream, you can tell he's under the influence of something and a lot of something. But he's already unhinged. And then August the 3rd is right around the corner. And then these videos coming out, like all that together makes for a dangerous time for her. And if she's over there thinking, I can control it, I can handle it, you can't, Dee Dee. You absolutely can't. If you're over there thinking, I can handle it, it's okay, you're not okay. Abusive people, they don't just stop at certain kinds of abuse. They get progressively worse. They keep pushing the line back further and further and further until your life is in danger. And if he's flicking a cigarette at you, smacking you today, what will he do tomorrow? What if he does too much of whatever chemical he's doing, sees a video, and absolutely loses it? What are you going to do? Are you going to think to yourself, I can handle it? I know how to manage him? You don't manage abusive people. You don't. There's no managing abusive people. There's no controlling them. He has no control for himself. How do you think you're going to control him? You can't. Trust me, you can't. At one point, do you say, I'm done here. I've taken enough and it's time to stop this insanity? At what point do you do that? Trust me, there's never going to be a moment where he wakes up one day and thinks, I've been awful to Dee Dee. I'm absolutely awful. I'm an awful person. I should apologize and be a good boy now. A lot of women who get abused, they're under that assumption that at some point the abuse is going to stop. That person's going to be a changed person. That they're going to realize the error of their ways and be a completely different person. Trust me, that doesn't happen. They just get progressively worse and more abusive, and they keep pushing the line back of what they do to you. And every time it gets a little bit worse and a little bit worse and a little bit worse. And they're forever working on tearing away your self-esteem and your self-worth. And you want to know why? It's because that's how they control you. By chipping away at your confidence and your self-worth and your self-esteem, they can control you better. And they work on isolating you away from other people that might interfere with their control. They take away your family, your friends, your confidence. They take everything from you and they give nothing back. Nothing. They make you feel empty. They make you feel worthless. So if you want to save yourself from that, Dee Dee, you got to get away. You got to get him away. As somebody that I've been there, I'm saying that. I had people in my life that tore me down to that level, made me feel like I was worth nothing, made me feel lost inside. But each one of those situations I got out of, I knew it was time. I knew it was time to get away. That it wasn't about love for them. It was about them controlling me and taking from me. And I have to wonder, Dee, if you're at that point now, where he's taken as much as he can take from you, and you've given as much as you can give. At one point, do you put a stop to it? At one point, do you say enough? When you say enough and you make it happen, that's when things will start to change. But as long as you get putting up with it, it's going to get progressively worse. So don't be running around thinking you can control that man or you can handle that man. You can't. You can't. You just can't.
With him, and the abuse didn't start right away. You know, like they don't show you their true colors right away. I'm sure she's going through the exact same thing. I'm sure his ex went through the exact same thing. And I'm sure that his ex before that went through the exact same thing. They don't start out mean, they work up to it. Yeah, I don't think he does meth. He might do coke. I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure they do coke sometimes.
You know what, Chantal, shut up. They might do this, they might do that. Girl, you party with him so much. How much time did you spend with Natter? Didn't you make a deleted stream where you're talking about doing $3,000 of cola and you don't know what he does? You can stop lying now. You know exactly what he does. You spent enough time around him. You know his habits. Don't sit there and act like you don't know. You were right there doing it with him. Girl.
He would never admit that to me, but at the time. And he is obviously very mentally ill, messed in the head, and just evil, and a piece of crap.
You both are. You both are.
This is the craziest week. Yeah, well, this is not. Oh God, I don't know. I don't want this in my Chantalverse. It's a power thing. He doesn't like women doing what he considers to challenge his authority or manliness. Absolutely. Anytime you challenge his manliness, my ex was on meth for 5 years and I was in denial. But yeah, if people are just experimenting and they're not sure they're going to be okay with it, usually someone ends up getting hurt because someone gets jealous. Dee wasn't so Dee was talking to Jennifer too as well. Of course, Mitsu, I've never ever see him again ever, 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 ever. And Dee was in the background addressing Jennifer basically. So they were both like talking to her, I think. I'm still wondering after seeing him act like that once, what the fuck was so appealing? Yeah, I mean, I really don't even know. Like every time he would hit me, I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm gonna go to the cops. I'm not going back to him. And then like I don't know, you calm down, and he just like, I don't know, and he doesn't even. Do you see? He doesn't even.
Okay, just so we're clear, listen, I know it's late in the video and I apologize. She started to talk about DV stuff. Trigger warning for anybody who might be triggered by that. I don't want anybody to get triggered. I'm just covering her react. If you have to skip past parts of this, you can't watch it, I understand. She started to get into details about different things. I haven't seen this video, so I don't know what else is here, but I'm just giving a trigger warning in advance in case she talks about something else.
I'm gonna apologize. So like really, I was just I must have had no self-worth. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was exciting. I've never had experience with this guy, this type of guy before. Like I don't know. I mean, I was just so I guess bored with my life that I really don't. Everything you said matches up perfectly. Yep. Even the way he fucking just like threw shit at her like she's garbage. Like Dee, he's throwing shit at you like you're fucking garbage. Trying to fuck your friend. Keeping you up all hours of the night.
I'm sorry, that part just turns my stomach. That part right there, it all turns my stomach, but that part really pisses me off. The fact that Natter is such a loser. He's such a scumbag. To actually tell Dee that if he can't be with Shushu, even though Shushu doesn't want him, he's going to try to blackmail Shushu into having sex with him and Dee. Oh, you better do it, or I'm going to go to your husband and tattletale on you that you're a cheater And oh, I also want to confront the Dom that you played with as well. That's how you're a Dom, Natter? Blackmailing women into having sex with you? You fucking predator? That's what you do. Are there not enough women that want to have sex with you? That you feel that you have to blackmail someone to do it? That's how you get it done. Really? Really now? And you're going to tell Dee Dee, oh, if I can't have sex with your friend, it's over between us. Hey, Dee Dee, pay attention to that. You mean so little to him that unless he gets his way, the relationship is over. He's over. You're over. How much does he really love you saying something like that? Pay attention to that. Get it through your head. He's not with you because he loves you. He's there because he's living in your house. It's all about what he wants. It's not about real love. Real love is respectful. It's sincere. It's honest. He's a scumbag loser who would be out on the streets if it weren't for the fact he's in your house. He sucked off of Chantal's resources. He's sucking off your resources. He has none of his own. None. He's just living off of everybody else's means. And this is the guy you idiot women are fighting over. I don't understand. I really don't. What are you guys disputing over? Like what is this tug of war going on with Natter? I want to be with him. I want to be with him. Why? What has he got? What does he have? This real man. This real man who was in a trap house, now he's in a condo, somebody else's, having other women pay for his groceries, sending him money on PayPal. If he was a real man, he wouldn't have that going on. By the way, Natter, since you like to call yourself a real Dom, and I've known a few, something for you, pal. Real Doms take care of their subs. I had one, he took care of me. That is to say that real Doms aren't sugar daddies. It's not how it goes, but they do take care of their subs. They do things for them. It's not the other way around, idiot. See, this is where you're a fake Dom. You're over there making up your own rules and moving the goalpost, and everything is about what you want. It's in your benefit, rather than the benefit of the person who serves you. You make me sick, Natter. You make me sick for being an abusive piece of crap, first of all. Secondly, for getting on YouTube and grifting women out of their money, out of their means, which is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Third, for daring to call yourself a Dom. Daring to put on the title. Daring. I'm a sub switch. I'm more of a Dom than you are, pal. A real one. I know how people are supposed to be treated. And I have talked to many people over the years, educating them about what it means to be a sub and to be a Dom and what's acceptable and what's not. I did that to protect them, to keep them from getting with fakes like you, so they wouldn't have bad experiences that might leave them damaged in some way. I educate about the lifestyle to those that want to know. I'm happy to answer any questions for anybody. Education is power. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the less you get hurt. But you're over there putting on titles that you have no idea what they mean, nor do you care to learn.
Girl, you need your condo back. Like, I cannot tell you, like, be at peace in your condo with your wine and, like, flirt with dudes on Tinder like I'm doing. It's so fucking liberating. There's so many better men out there. Yeah, exactly. He got angrier after slapping her. Right?
You know, one of the things that abusers do is they paint this picture of I'm your only choice, and without me, you're nothing. No other man or woman will want you except me. So you might as well just stay with me. They always try to put that picture out there, that feeling that whoever you are as the victim, you're worthless. You're a piece of crap. You're worth nothing. No other man but me would ever want you. They do that to whittle away your self-esteem and your self-confidence so that you don't have the confidence or the thought to leave them for another person or to leave them, period. That's part of the control, the manipulation. By making the person that's the target feel like they are worth nothing, and because they feel they are worth nothing, they don't have the single thought of leaving or escaping or getting away in any way. And if they start to have those thoughts, they're very quick to detect them and to stomp them out, so to speak.
See the adrenaline just fucking pumping through him. Jennifer and Pretty Genius were playing nice to collect evidence. I think so. I think so. Because the whole time they were, I think they were, yeah, definitely. I wonder how Angel Hands is complicit since Jennifer said she had dirt on her too. Good. It's something that's so common, but women get a lot of fucking hate for it and are really misunderstood. And that's something I also realized too. Like, holy fuck. He knows so much about her. I'm sure she's scared to leave and have her whole life exposed. He can't, he's going to jail. The bump swung his whole body into that slap. I'm sure she was extremely bruised. Honestly, I don't think so. Like, he hit me pretty fucking hard that first time, and I remember just like,
Okay, trigger warning. She's starting to talk about it again.
like honestly, I saw stars, like, or I don't know, something happened to my fucking vision for a few seconds, and I didn't have a fucking mark. I think my nose was bleeding, but I'm not sure if it was
Oh
from.
God, she's going into detail again. I'm so sorry about this. I have not seen this video yet. I didn't have a chance because when she did this, it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and again, I was tired. So if anybody gets triggered or starts to feel a certain way, please skip past this part of the video into something else or don't watch it. I don't want anybody emotionally, mentally affected.
My coworker from hitting me. Like, you actually, like, when it happened to you, like, am I actually getting abused right now?
Okay, let me get past that part. Sorry.
Premeditating. I don't know what he was doing, but like, what's he gonna? How's he gonna walk this back now? He's gonna say that he didn't hit her, and she's gonna. I hope she doesn't fucking lie for him. Don't stop lying for him. You're doing nobody any favors. Please.
You know, I don't want to trigger anybody, but like I said earlier, she might be in a position where she cannot reach out to people because he lives there. He's in the house. He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't do anything. And if he wants to control Dee Dee and keep an eye on her, he's going to be there all the time. So there might not be an opportunity where she can call someone or go somewhere to get away from Natter. I mean, that might be the case. I don't know what they do in their personal life. I don't know if he goes anywhere, but we see that he's always live streaming. He'll stream for hours and hours and hours. So he's there, she's there. And if neither one of them have a car, you know, she's there with him all the time and he's just not going anywhere. That she may not have an opportunity to reach out to someone in some way.
Anyway, like, she would have so much power if she kicked him out and started fucking outing him, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's probably not even going to. He's probably going to jail at this point. Like, I don't see how that.
You know, I know she has her phone. I don't know if Natter controls the phone, but if I were Dee Dee and if that shit were going on, I would find an opportunity, like when he goes to sleep, if that ever happens, but if he goes to sleep, take her phone, go to the bathroom, and send a text to a family member or a friend saying, "Come get me. I'm in serious trouble. Come get me." Find an opportunity to reach out to somebody and say, "Look, I'm in danger here. I need someone to come get me," just to get away from that man. That needs to happen.
Evidence and then all his cases, like, it just doesn't make any sense. You said ligament. I don't know how to get in touch with her brother. I already looked on Facebook for him because he I think anyone can call the cops nowadays. Like it's not up to her to press charges in Canada. The Crown said, "Fuck that." Like, there's evidence on video of her being hit. That's a crime. I wonder if he can get arrested. I hope she's okay right now. They're probably sleeping and don't even know. Um, I actually unblocked her and texted her, and I said, like, I don't know if I should have done that, but I said, Dee Dee, this is not harassment. Don't take it that way. I said, I won't message you ever again, but just please kick him out. I basically said what I said on my community post.
She can't kick him out. He's been living there too long. She cannot do that. She's going to have to go through the court system.
So, I don't know. Like, I don't know how we can I wonder who we can send it to. I had to stop myself from going off on Jamie. Yeah, some people are just dumb. Yeah, there's like a whole. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, reported his channel for child endangerment. Told about YouTube about the abuse. You did your part, Klarna. That's all you can do, right? So, oh yeah, I'm so happy. But like I was enjoying my night tonight and everything, and then this shit just like is so. Oh, oh my god. Their whole dynamic is grim. It's not fair to her. Like, I honestly feel sort of bad right now for her because I know how in love she is with him. And it's very clear she's like in a fantasy, buying the Aries love books and all that shit. He doesn't care about any of that. You're a hole, you're a condo. I was a hole, I was right money. He's a fucking piece of shit fuckboy.
Yeah, she's a hole in a condo. You were a hole and a piggy bank. That's all that you guys mattered to matter. You both were holes, and you had a piggy bank, and she's got a condo. It's all about his benefit.
With STDs, and he's going to jail. You can do so much better. Hey, Midnight. Yes, we need to build each other up. But then again, no, because like the way she gets quiet and like stay away from me, like you can start hearing that fear in her voice there.
You know what, guys? Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with the rest of this video, but we're at an hour. And I don't think anybody really needs to see anymore. You get the gist of what's going on. So we'll just end it here, okay? I think that would be a good thing. Chantal's on another live today. I haven't looked at it. So I'm still trying to catch up with the Foodie Beauty content and try to scan through stuff to see what's acceptable and what isn't. You know, I know it's a lot for all of you that come to my channel. All this crap is a lot. It's for a lot of you, it can be very triggering, very upsetting, and I apologize for that. I mean, but the topics are on the table and it's hard to get them off because there's nothing else to talk about but those topics. So I'm just trying to be respectful as best I can with this. Although I find this upsetting too. I hate it. I hate all this crap going on YouTube. I hate like how these topics are on the table. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I wish there was something else to talk about, something more lighthearted, something funny, something entertaining. Those things would be easier to stomach than this crap. But we're at an hour, so we're going to end it here. Uh, thank you guys for watching. Hope you like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you again, and please take care. Bye-bye.